Hello everyone, my name is Aussie Hornet. Welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Now, you're probably confused as to why I'm not at the title screen, so I'm just gonna tell you all about it. So, I was recording the gameplay, however, my computer started to lag for some reason, and no matter how many times I tried to play through the game, it kept lagging, and then the game eventually crashed, so I decided I have to restart my computer. Hopefully it works this time. Hopefully it works. So, we're gonna have to do all this again. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I don't have a much better PC, but for now this is the best I can do. So, but anyways, hopefully this works. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, let's get to it. Hey, Nick, what is it this time? You don't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you notice, Nick? They're having Detective Atmy's trial today. Detective Atmy? They say they're going to try him as Master Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Master Mask's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gone into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please! Don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No. I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heist. You really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible. But today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godo. He's got the judge in the palm of his hand yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godo. Huh. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means, you understand now, right? Yes, well done. Let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. The body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated at 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. The little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godo. Please call your first witness. Yep. Drink your coffee. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. That is a lot of coffee. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godo, your witness? Okay then. Let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. Defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? Maybe a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Huh. You've got guts, Trite. Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? Oh. No,
That's not true.
For a moment there, I thought we set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, it's kind of hard to say.
Hold on, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. Blackmail letter I got. They wanted me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. Never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, for cross-examination, if you please.
Hold it!
What did you do?
It was the first time I got a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Well, I mean, you've gotten other blackmail letters done?
Oh, of course. They say things like, steal this or take that.
Hold it!
Why don't you say those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? So what did the blackmail letter in question say?
Said to bring $50,000.
Oh yeah, perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to do with the hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Only mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do.
The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
Hold it!
You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well,
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Nessie loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
I told her it wasn't nearly enough. So I stole data from the company.
You did what? Come again?
KB Security has a lot of security info in all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief,
He stole some data and sold it.
Mr. Bullard found out and was fired immediately.
What? I wish I had never asked that.
I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to the company is fired as punishment. I'm too well to remember that. I sure told you. Well, you admit that you stole data from your company? Is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
It's a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster.
Hold it!
Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? Blackmail law said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure I was referring to the whole master thing.
Objection!
I'm afraid that reason isn't gonna hold up anymore. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was Master Mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier.
But I was all over with once I was fired. But it is true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. So there was no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later.
Is that really true? What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data, I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. I think he would have a problem. Though I believe you would have been in considerate trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client?
Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. That's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Yes, now come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going public? It'd be because of his wife.
Take that!
Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
Listen to me! My Jessie, she's...
Like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Ugh, Godo. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh!
No! Everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Jessie like that! Or you'll be sorry!
Oh boy.
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed.
Gee, I wonder who that is.
If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullet was lying there, dead. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Mesh struck him on the head from behind.
Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Heh. No one's gonna believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you saying? I really was attacked! We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godo. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it.
Hold it!
Who was this suspicious shadow?
There were a dozen of me, and if even one knew, I tell you, trust me.
Dodging all of our questions is not helping us win his case. Okay then, how was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at that time?
What do you mean by how was he?
Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place.
That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
Forget it.
Suddenly I was hit in the forehead. After that I remember being a bit dazed.
Hold it!
Your forehead?
Yes, I was hit in the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack.
Do you remember anything about who hit you?
Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. I think I was a little dazed for a while.
I think Mr. Delight even grasped what you're asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him.
If I had been wearing that, I would have been killed.
Hold it!
That Could you please clarify what you're referring to?
Why, my Master Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Master Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Master Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What?
Nick, did you know about this? You never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets.
I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait. It's alright, you know how sometimes things just slip my mind.
Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Master Mask costume.
Hold it!
Why were you dressed up as Master Mask?
Why, because I'm Master Mask, of course.
Oh boy.
What are you talking about? Master Mask's trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected.
Took a lot longer? What are you talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening a safe, of course. My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body.
Oh, what was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable! Ron, you fucking idiots!
Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in a washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look. The metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather, Judge.
I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes.
Objection!
Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
What might this be?
Record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer. He would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, the security guard would have been heading his way.
Objection!
Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. You probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Objection!
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. Yeah, there's no way he would have known about them.
Objection!
But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser, oh god, who had just got punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend, and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection!
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Objection!
This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection!
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullock.
Objection!
Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullock sounded the buzzer himself? What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullock who sounded the buzzer? I can prove it. The defense opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
Take that!
I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullet had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Objection!
Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
Objection!
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did.
Objection!
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he have possibly had to wipe the buttons free of fingerprints? Order, order, order! It would seem I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is. Or if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with the awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullet at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. He was supposed to respond? Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Very well then. You got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? They didn't mean to call the security guard to find out what it did. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. But do you mean the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, They wouldn't think that I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Rhonda Light for the murder. I love how he drinks his coffee and then spits it out. Order, order, order. It would seem. I've been made to eat my own words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master.
Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now.
But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Light's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan and murder Kane Bullet.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright, to frame Mr. Rhonda Light for the murder of Kane Bullet.
Take that!
It's Luke.
Detective Luke at me. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace Detective?
Look at me. You mean Master Mass did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Massey at all.
He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullet. Order, order. Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke at me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, famous detective was unmasked as, well, as Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atmey's airtight, water-bite, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict? As an alibi?
That's crazy. He's smart. You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atmey's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atmey's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we're to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Light would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this? That's only good when your life's the ante.
Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight.
So, please, I'm begging you.
Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix? Oh boy. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice sounded like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. So that's your answer, huh?
Very well, I decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atmey to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. Here's the next courtroom. Oh my god, this guy again! Well, Sir Detective Atmey? I have to say, Mr. Payne, you have performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atmey, you're the one who... Whoa! What the hell? Should I give him the same voice as the judge?
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. The Just go find the defendant, look at me.
Hold it!
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Accusation? You're accused, Master Mask? That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Oh, he's pissed. Well, anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I am really sorry that this video is really short, but I was having technical issues with this game, so I decided to make it a short one. I will finish this really soon, so keep an eye on that. But until then, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. Until then, take care and goodbye.